If you have a teenager or young adult kid who is abusing drugs, it's torture on about 5,000 levels. Not only are you living in fear that they're going to harm themselves, or they're going to kill themselves, or hurt someone else, or at bare minimum, you're scared to death they're going to totally destroy their entire future. Okay, as if that's not bad enough. And then you got to know that they have these super negative influence friends, and they're probably dating some creep or jerk or B or whatever that you don't like that's making it worse. As if that is not bad enough. To top the whole thing off, this is going to send you in orbit. But I gotta tell you, pretty commonly happens. Sometimes another adult will actually get in there and enable your kid. This is gonna make you so furious when this happens. You're gonna have bad thoughts. You're gonna think about seriously strangling another adult. It happens all the time. Because if you're watching the videos, you know that one of the things that your kid is doing to make themselves feel okay about their bad choices is they're feeling sorry for themselves because you're so mean to them and you're not fair and all that good stuff that we say in almost every video. Reminder, don't play the bad guy. And then guess what they're doing? They're telling that sad sob lie of a story to everyone they come across. So when they're over their friend's house and they're telling this sad story about how you locked them out and wouldn't let them in the house in the middle of the night and they had to sleep on the porch or whatever, they're telling this to someone else's mom. Guess what's gonna happen? That mom or that dad or that Aunt Susie or whoever the heck that is, they're gonna be like, oh, poor kid, you're so sweet. You must have terrible parents. I can't believe they treat you that way. That's so ridiculous. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. It's gonna make you crazy. And you have this other adult that decides to take your kid in or to run interference or to give them money. Any of those things, it's going to absolutely infuriate you. I'm telling you, watch out. This can and will happen to you. And then not only are you trying to actually hold your limits, you've been watching all the videos, you're trying to make all the right decisions, you're trying to allow for the natural consequence, and it makes you so mad when some other kid gets in there and is a bad influence. But man, it makes you about 10,000 times madder when another adult does it. And these other adults, in their heart, they think they're doing the right thing, but they have no clue what they're dealing with. And whether they admit it or not, they're probably judging you. Or they just think that they could do it better than you. So they tell the other parent some story like, my mom, she's such a B. Like this morning, I was getting ready and she went on the parent portal and she saw that I failed my math quiz and she just came in there and she just called me a loser and a failure and I'm never gonna amount to anything. And they're telling this sad sob story to this other adult who's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like that's terrible. Who says that to their kid? Here's the part they're gonna leave out. Every single thing else that led up to why you made the decision that you did. Yeah, they're gonna leave that all out. Like this is some serious spin right here. They're gonna totally tell that, and usually what they do is usually they tell the truth, but they just forget to put in all the other factors that provide context for the situation. There's a situation that we dealt with a year or so ago, and this situation went on for years. So this woman, we were seeing this woman and her son, and the son was a young adult at this point, but we'd been seeing him off and on since a teenager, and he had been friends with this other kid from school whose family was like super wealthy. Even when they were super young, like 14, 15, would like have these parties, the other mother, not this kid's mother, and like let them drink and smoke weed. This mom that we were working with knew this other family and kind of had a relationship with them in a work context and had asked them, hey, I know he might be doing some bad things, let's not let him come over there. She tried to restrict it, but the more she tried to restrict the kid, the more the other family looked super cool. So the more defiant her kid got toward her, the more he went towards the other family, and that other family continued to enable and enable and enable. And even after this kid went to treatment and got clean and was doing awesome and felt good and was working a job, this other family decided after treatment to take this kid in and then totally ruined it. Like they thought, oh, well, he can smoke weed as long as he's not doing those hard drugs. And this other mother would actually have this kid going out buying weed for her. And then got mad when the kid relapsed on all the big time drugs and like stole money from her. You know what I thought? I thought, I did not feel sorry for you whatsoever. Like you had that coming. Like this kid was doing good. You brought him in. You put the weed back in their life. You asked them to go buy you weed. I'm telling you, watch out. This could happen. And there's not a really good solution to this. You can have a conversation with the other parent. You can try to tell them your side. Sometimes the other parent has like a massive drug problem themselves and you're just not going to get across to them. Even if it's a good person, the other parent's a good person and they're just like a bleeding heart, they're going to be acting out of very limited information. And you can try to go tell your story, but if the kid's already like villainized you and made you out to be this horrible person, no matter what you tell that other parent, they may or may not believe you. But guess what? Here's what I like to say. If your own mama and your own daddy can't tolerate you, nobody else's mama's going to for long. So don't worry, it will bite them in the butt and they will figure out why you did not let them come home or whatever that rule was that you put down. They're probably just gonna learn that the hard way. So as painful as it is, don't worry, what goes around comes around and they'll learn one way or the other.